Welcome back to more Mini Rogue. We are playing with the Council expansion again, mixed in with the first base game and all the other expansions. So huge room deck, huge lore card deck. Today playing as the Alchemist, who has two very interesting skills all about money. First one is to be able to buy a potion for 3 gold as an exploration skill, which sounds very strong, because that way you have a way of turning your gold into a benefit, independent of coming across a merchant or not. And 3 gold for a potion is a great price as well, because they cost like 5 usually at the merchant. And a second exploration skill, which is a bit unusual, I think, to just have exploration skills, no combat. Which is we can spend any number of gold, and for each gold spent we can re-roll a character die in the next room. So this is good to use before big fights. And we can re-roll a single die multiple times, which is different than the normal feats. So also strong maybe for boss fights or the later game, or if you have a lot of gold. I mean, imagine going into a boss fight with 10 re-rolls of your dice. You can just keep fishing for those crits. So I guess in that sense it kind of is a combat skill as well, because it allows you to get better combat rolls, but actually it doesn't say in a fight, right? It just says you can re-roll a character die in the next room any number of times. So that means we can do that before traps as well. So let's see. I'm again gonna roll randomly for our Cursed Relic and also our Aura here for the or Tormentor for the Mountains of Torment. For now I'm gonna keep randomizing these. If we keep getting the same ones, maybe at some point we'll pick a different one so we see all of them. But we have a few characters to go through still. So let's roll for the Jewel, number 4, so the 4th one. And the Tormentor, number 5, which is a reroll, number 5. Okay, if the rolls in the first combat are like this, I won't complain. 4 as well. So we've got some new cards to look at. First, our Tormentor. So we've got Unnatural Luck, gain 1 gold each time you visit a treasure room card. That sounds like it works well with our Alchemist, actually. I'm not gonna look too closely at all of the lines there, because I want to be surprised. You can of course pause and look at them, but for now let's keep it like this. And the important thing to remember is when we visit a treasure or merchant room, our torment increases, and after defeating the ghost, or I guess in our case the criminal, because we are playing with the new reference card again, because I think it's a bit tougher than the ghost, yeah, then our torment drops down. So interesting, we want to visit treasures for more gold, but actually that also increases our torment. Okay, and now what is this cursed item about? It's got a lot of symbols on the back. So there's a blindness symbol and can't be cured. Can't be cleansed and can't be cured using a holy potion. And to flip this back and I guess also cure the blindness or remove the blindness, you gotta pay 2 health. So in combat, flip to avoid the enemy's attack. Do not resolve the combat die or dungeon die, I think it's called. So very strong to be able to dodge a nasty crit or something like that. Or not get poisoned. Or not get cursed. And passively, if this side is face up, you may flip it to avoid facing the ghost card. Seems a bit anti-synergistic with our aura, because with that we kind of want to fight the ghost. Again, I think this probably means we can use this to avoid the criminal as well. I would think so, because otherwise this would just be useless depending on what card you play with. I'm gonna play it that way. Again, we'll keep this off camera, because there's not a lot of space otherwise. And I'll set up the first area. Almost forgot, we again will randomize our final boss. Yeah, this one I guess. And we're going to be drawing 3 random bosses from all of those. I love this big pile of bosses that really adds a lot of unpredictability to the runs and a lot of variety. Alright, and there we are. So, last thing to do is to roll for the treasure map. 4 means food to be gained, but we are starting with 4 food, so... And let's look under our first room. A city guard, so combat right off the bat. We start with a perception potion, but that won't do us much good in combat. I'm curious if the spiritual tiara blindness can be cured using perception, because it just shows a blessing or a cleanse and the holy potion here, not the perception potion. Yeah, so not sure. I'm gonna guess no, because it would kind of defeat the purpose of the item, I think, but or lower the cost at least. But yeah, so the city guard starts at 8 HP, and let's just attack. Don't have much else to do. And we crit right away. Do we reroll? Yeah, let's do it. Nice, so 11 damage there. And didn't even break a sweat. Gain 1 gold, 1 XP. Very nice start. So we could already think about buying a potion, which is probably not a bad idea. Just to get started on spending some of our gold, especially now that there's no merchant there. Interesting. Armory and alcove, similar vibe sort of. Let's maybe go for the alcove. I tend to like these curse or poison cleanses. And when moving on there, using exploration, we will spend 3 to buy a potion. And actually, because we're playing with the magic scrolls, we can buy our first scroll already. So I'll draw one here. Scroll of Lightning. We've not seen this one last video, I think. So against swarm enemies, you remove 2 enemies, which seems strong. Otherwise, it's just 6 damage against normal enemies, I guess. And if we spend 1 XP, we can kill the whole swarm or remove the whole swarm. And otherwise, the enemy suffers 12 damage. Very strong, so offensive scroll there, which is nice since we don't have hugely offensive combat skill. Although, again, these rerolls might be useful. So we could have instead said we really want the item and spent some gold on rerolls and been able to reroll our character die to fish for that success here. But I think the scroll, we're just fine with that. So not a success, so nothing for us. A trap. Or the ferret. Now the ferret, I don't think is incredibly strong, but also not bad, and we have a lot of food, and we kind of want to follow that path for the extra piece of food at the end, because if we stick to this, the ferret will be paid for by the treasure map. So let's just take it, spend the food. So as an exploration ability, discard to prevent all negative effects of all tomb cards in this area, which are the ones with the grayish blue seal in the top, like the alcove, the tomb, the, I think, crypt, that kind of thing. And passively, when encountering merchants, you generate some gold, which is nice for us, but for that you have to find merchants. Yeah, my partner had the ferret on one of our co-op rounds and we didn't see a lot of merchants, so ferret didn't do a lot. That's a tomb card, for example. So we could use the exploration ability of the Ferret to make sure we don't fight the criminal here. Because that would prevent all the negative effects, and I guess we get to pick what's negative, maybe. Because stuff like lore cards, you're never sure. So if a tomb card gives us a lore card, do we just read it and then ignore negative effects on the lore card? Or yeah, not entirely sure. But we'll just do the Forge as is to keep the Ferret around a bit longer for the passive ability. Let's try to get a success here. We did not. We rolled a 5, so we are fighting the criminal. And yeah, that has 10 HP on the first floor, does 2 damage, and is immune to magic, which also means immune to the scroll of lightning. Not that I would have used it here, I think. Let's just roll here, trying to keep track of the opportunistic aura as well, but I don't think I've missed anything yet. Ooh, okay, so the 1, because the 4 was there before, right? And so the 1 is from the criminal, that is nice, so we just do 3 damage. And we roll again. And another crit, do we risk it? Yeah, we've got a good chance of killing him. Okay, more than killed him, without taking damage. So that's 2 more XP for us. Been rolling great on the fights. And after defeating the ghost, our aura decreases, our torment decreases, but I guess it can't go below 0, so not really important for us right now. Okay, let's move here, spend a food, and actually we gain a food from the treasure map. Refresh our skill, delve down, and draw our delving cards, so 2 of them. We've got the Toxic Tunnels or the Blood Gate. So just poisoning myself. Don't have a way to cleanse that right now because we didn't get the alcove, the antidote there. Let's maybe just lose the 2 health. Why not? Because I feel like we could easily get rid of the poison by buying a holy potion during our next exploration phase, but we could just as well buy a healing potion and gain 6 health, so we'd actually be making a profit on health there. So I think the Blood Gate is the lesser evil in that case for us, just because we can get potions so easily. Okay, I'll reset the area. And there we are, let's roll our treasure map. That's a 6, so a potion. Nice. And we have to look at our boss, the Heliomancer. So that's one of the more tame bosses, I'd say, with the standard sort of HP and attack values, and it just blinds us, similar to the Cursed Dragon or the Spider Queen and so on. They all have the same stats, just different status effects that they inflict. And I also realized we didn't use our tiara at all on the last floor. Not that we needed it, because we didn't get attacked, didn't need to avoid an attack therefore, and we could have avoided that criminal fight, but that went well for us, so I'm glad we did the fight. So let's look at our first room here. That's a monster, that's the mutant fly, which only has 4 HP. I think we're just gonna fight that for the gold. Yeah. Do we do our exploration skill again? Yeah, I think I will. Just spend 3. Or do we want to save it for the Heliomancer to be able to reroll a bunch? Okay, actually we can hold off on this. So I wanted to buy a healing potion just to have it, but I don't think we'll need the healing potion against the mutant fly. And if there's like bad cards on the horizon, we might be happier with the rerolls. And we can still get the healing potion then, so let's just roll here, hope we kill it immediately, 50-50 shot. Yeah, very nice. So we gain 2 gold, no XP there. Should put a token here. Let's keep going, the Soothsayer, which is a new card, the Forge again. So the Soothsayer is part of the Mountain of Torment. It's a merchant with cheaper prices, but you pay by having your torment increase. Or you can get very cheap food and it poisons you and so on. I bring it up to the camera actually. But she has horrible prices if you're selling. But you can also just pay to decrease your torment, which is interesting if you have a bunch of gold. So I am tempted, because we've not increased our torment yet at all. I'm tempted to get that cheap piece of armor early on. Now on the other hand, the forge offers armor as well. Not a bad shot at armor. And we could just use, instead of 4 coins for that piece of armor, we could use maybe 2 coins now to get 2 rerolls on the forge and have a really good chance at finding armor there. But I think I will go this way, because then we are following the treasure map as well, and we're leaving ourselves our skill to buy, or maybe not buy a potion, but to maybe get a reroll for the boss or something, because we are spending 4 now. And this means our torment increases. And the ghost got stronger. Okay, now I see. Okay, I really didn't look at these too closely. So you need to defeat the ghost to lower your torments, but the ghost is stronger, or I guess in this case the criminal. I kind of feel like I should be playing using the ghost reference card, because every card keeps saying ghost, ghost, but I guess these are used interchangeably. Okay, so now from the Soothsayer, let's continue. There's a crypt. And the lab, I don't think we are interested in the lab, except for the treasure map for the potion. Does the crypt offer any value to us? We could use the ferret to ignore the negative effects, which would mean no spectre, no old glyphs. The old potion wouldn't blind us. And now the lore card, again, I'm not sure. Do we then draw a lore card or do we not? Is that considered negative or not? I don't think it is. I'm gonna say the lore card is not negative and we would draw that. And then on the lore card, everything would happen just normally, because I think it would be a bit too strong to then say the ferret also prevents all the negative effects of that lore card. The only reason I'm hesitant is the treasure map, but I think we'll just say screw the potion. That way we have a choice here, because if this is nasty we are not happy. So let's oh, actually the ferret we should have rolled, because we visited a merchant, the Soothsayer, to see if we gain a gold, which we did. So on a 1 to 5 we gain 1 gold, and on a 6 we would have not been able to resolve the merchant there. So I gotta think about that, but we gained a gold. And actually the laboratory is a merchant as well, a merchant room. So we could go there and look for another piece of gold. And that way we could buy a potion. Okay, I've just convinced myself to go to the lab. See if we can get another piece of gold. Yeah, we do. 1 to 5. So now we have enough to buy a potion. We won't do anything at the lab. But this way we also get the... and there's a bonfire. Perfect. So this way we also get the potion at the end. Okay. Worked out in the end. So I will use my transmutation to spend 3 to buy a healing potion and move to the bonfire, refreshing the skill, and also probably hone the weapon. And I now just realized, I remember visiting merchant had a negative effect as well. Our torments would have increased twice, because we visited the Soothsayer and the laboratory, which are both merchant cards. Okay, I didn't think about that. So now we have to face the ghost after each shrine room. Oh, okay. Yeah, and the only way to lower this is to actually fight the ghost, or the criminal in our case. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that. So then, with our 2 leftover gold, we could have been able to buy at the soothsayer a decrease of our torment, but what's done is done. And now we can fight the Heliomancer with 2 potions in our pocket and a scroll, which is nice. So let's put him on 12 HP and let's start the fight. Do we want to use our Scroll of Lightning? I think you can use that whenever. It just says whenever the effects are applicable, or maybe similar to a potion in combat, so I think we can roll first and then decide. Let's roll. Oh, and that's a miss. And we can't really do much about that. So, now interesting choice here. We could take 2 damage or 1 damage and be blinded. Or we could avoid the enemy's attack, also getting blinded by the spiritual tiara. But that way we are guaranteed to be able to cleanse the blindness by just paying 2 later. So very similar, just a difference of 1 HP, but we can get rid of the blindness. But also I do have a perception potion. I totally forgot about that as well. I could have used that in the forge. Man, okay, I'm just gonna flip the tiara to dodge that attack. And now we are blinded from that, but we will now roll, and we are doing 2 damage, and the Heliomancer is doing 2 to us, which will only be 1. Yeah, we'll just have to do that. I was thinking about the scroll again, but since it only does 6 damage and I don't want to give up 1 XP, it only really makes sense if we go get him below 6 using our attack. And he misses. So now we could use the scroll, but actually we kind of get a free attack first, and then we can see if we want to use it or not, depending on what he rolls or what we roll. Okay, so 3 damage from us, another 1 point of damage from him. Yeah, at this point I'm in too deep, I don't want to waste the scroll. I've got too good to use syndrome there. Although we can easily get new ones using our... Okay, thank God, we killed him before he crit us. You can easily get new scrolls using our skill, but maybe on floor 2 for a strong early monster or something to generate some XP. Or if we do run into those swarm enemies. So we gain 2 XP here. I will take 2 gold and not the lore card. And let's roll. A 6, which is a perception potion, which we already have, or 4 HP, which is nice as well. And the Heliomancer is done for, but we are blinded. So let's pay our food, flip back our skill. I think in that same moment we can pay to flip back the spiritual tiara, which would then remove our blindness, if I understand correctly. And now we delve. Also first we get a potion from the treasure map. So I guess I will just take a healing potion, which I already have, and drink mine for it. So heal by another 6. And yeah, sounds good. Let's now move down, draw delving cards. We've got old mine cards or the bandit camp. So in the bandit camp, we'd be risking 4 gold, which is actually 2 gold and 2 HP. Old minecarts, we'd be risking 4 HP. Got not a great chance of making this. What do we need more XP or food? We're good on both, but actually more XP is always nice. Let's just risk it here for the 1 XP. Nope. Okay, so we take 4 damage. And that's the delving. And now I'll reset the floor. Let's roll for our treasure map. Another 6, very nice. And we'll have a look at our first room here. Oh, the deathbed. Okay, so we can use exploration skills moving into the first room. And I do think the deathbed is a great candidate for our Scroll of Lightning. So let's maybe spend 2 gold to be able to re-roll 2 dice, or the die twice, so we can hopefully get a great roll against the deathbed. So let's go in there. 20 HP, always nasty this. And we can avoid 1 attack, and it says do not resolve the dungeon die, which I guess then means like they do no damage to us, so wouldn't poison and wouldn't heal as well, the deathbed. So maybe the tiara will be used here. So we rolled a 5, okay, we rolled a 5 and it rolled a 1, so that's a nice start. We'll take 5 free damage. Let's keep rolling here. And we rolled a 6 and it rolled a 5. That would put it below 12, so we would have, spending 1 XP, we would kill it using the scroll. But I will, do we risk it here with a crit? Let's do it. Okay, so that's 10 damage, which is nice, so only goes down to 5, and I will use the scroll, but without spending the XP. So the crit there allowed us to save that 1 XP, because the scroll on its own just does 6. And this way we can kill it without losing HP or XP, which is very nice. And as a reward we gain 2 XP and a potion, so we could just take another healing potion, drinking the one we already have. Or we could maybe take another scroll. Why not? Let's do it. Scrolls are fun. Scroll of Abundance. That's the food scroll. Okay, I'll keep it for now. But this is also one we can just use whenever and then make space for a new scroll if we ever get the chance. Okay, not too terrible. Used some, oh, another nasty monster. Used some resources there, but at least didn't get hit and didn't lose XP, so that went very well, and didn't use our tiara. So the Red King doesn't give us XP, but gives a reward, a boss reward. Does 4 damage and poisons us, but we do still have the tiara and 12 HP. Now the gold from our exploration skill is kind of wasted. We didn't use the reroll, and it's only in the next room. So it's kind of gambling a bit, or you're trying to sort of guess how much is needed. Do we try the Red King, or is that being a little too ambitious? With the tiara, I think we can, because we also still have a healing potion and the reward is tasty. And the treasure is the mimic, so not as great, and also the treasure would increase our torment. So let's just visit the monster. 12 HP. And let's attack. Ooh, crit from the monster, we do 3. We don't really, could do a feat, but let's just do the damage for now. And I think I will use the tiara, perfect choice here, so we ignore his attack. No damage, no poison for us. We are blinded. And let's roll again. But a crit for us, so 9. Yeah, we kind of have to do it here to fish for that 9 damage. Perfect, and that's 10. So again, no damage taken. We get a reward, just 2 gold. I'm not taking the lore card, not because I don't want to, I like lore cards, but the gold just works perfectly with our character. And let's roll for the reward here. A 1. That's a healing potion or 2 XP. I will take the XP, thank you very much. And now we can't see where we're going, so that's a big drawback of this cursed jewelry. I guess we are kind of trying to follow the treasure map path. If we don't have any info to go on, let's just keep at it. So let's look down here. Another monster. Okay, this is getting a little out of hand, but we've got great dice luck so far. I wouldn't count on it staying that way, but only 9 HP. So let's just attack. We don't really have anything else here. 3 damage. And it does 4 to us, but it's only 3 because of the armor, right? So down to 9. Yeah, this one's a bit nastier. Let's hope this isn't a monster as well there. Another 3 for us. And another 3 from the monster. So we've already lost a full healing potion worth of HP on this fight. Let's roll again. Oh. This sucks. So we had such a good shot of killing it, 2/3 chance. We didn't. And now you kind of ask yourself, is it worth risking a feat? So spending 2 HP, I'm not going to spend XP before we're level 3, I think. Usually a good strat, I find. But spending 2 HP now might save us the 2. So instead of taking 4 damage and killing it next round, we only take 2 now and kill it this round, but it's not guaranteed. So we might be taking 6, which leaves us in dire straits, I think. We do still have the healing potion, and for a nasty trap we have the perception potion. Or for a nasty tomb card we've got the ferret, so I think I'm going to risk it. So let's do a feat here. Reroll our die and hope it's a 3, 4, 5 or 6. And it's 3, very nice. So gamble paid off there, the chances were good, so we saved ourselves 2 HP. We get 2 XP for the fight. And now let's hope for not another monster here. It's the corridor, which is a tomb card. Was there something about tomb cards? Right, the ferret, yeah. And that's a tomb card that could have us drop down, and we are in no position to skip a floor right now, because that would mean we're facing very strong monsters with very little HP ourselves. So maybe this is the ideal opportunity for either the perception potion or the ferret. Let's just use the ferret, why not? Because it's so specific for the tomb cards, and the perception potion can be used under many circumstances. And I think the 1 gold for every merchant is good, but not huge, especially if we kind of want to dodge merchants because of the torments. So we'll discard it to prevent all negative effects of all tomb cards in this area, and move on to the corridor. And so now we are getting 1 food, or nothing happens, because I guess the ghost and the fall everything is negative. And that's a 2, which means nothing happens anyways, but we did it just to be safe. So let's move here. We spend our food, we refresh our ability. I will pay for the tiara, though it hurts me, but being blind had us run into these monsters. so pay 2 HP. But we will take a potion from the treasure map, which will again be... will it be a healing potion, or do we use our scroll now and get a new scroll? I think let's be smart here first and take a healing potion that we drink immediately. So yeah, we took this path, which was very deadly, but we gained a lot of XP and some gold in the process, and the scroll. And in the end we got back 6 HP in the form of a healing potion. So didn't exactly break even, but I think still kind of worthwhile. Yeah, and I'll still keep the Scroll of Abundance for now, because that is a form of food that we can't lose by a nasty trap or something. So we delve, drawing 2 torches here. We've got the Haunted Stairs, which will have us face the ghost, or the Grim River, which we have to try to jump over. I'm so stupid. I've been using one single character type this whole time, even though we leveled up to level 2 after the boss fight. I thought the fights were kinda hard. I realize now, okay, so we've been handicapping ourselves. We should have been doing this with 2 dice this whole time. Well, anyways, you win some, you lose some. So, but for the Grim River, I will, I just remembered that when looking at the skill check here. Let's do this and try to not get cursed or poisoned. I don't want to fight the ghost. Though defeating it would have us actually lower our torments, but plus 4 HP and plus 1 damage and all that. Let's look at the ghost again, or the criminal. So it would be level 2, I think. Yeah, so 12 plus 4, so 16 HP, did 4 damage. No. I'm just gonna jump across the river here. Or not. Gonna splash in the river. Can I still use the perception potion? I don't think, because I already rolled. Just realized this would have been perfect, just to get a success there. Well, anyway, so we are super cursed now. Kinda crap. And I'll quickly reset the floor here. Alright, and also we get to look at our next boss here. The Ghoul. Don't like him. But at least it's not our first boss. So let's reveal this card. We are not blinded. It's a trap. Actually, perfect opportunity for that perception potion. I'm just gonna use it now, because we are super cursed and poisoned, and the perception potion also says you just roll the dungeon die. So this prevents us from rolling that poison die as well. So possibly saves us 1 poison damage. It's a 1, not the best, but still 1 XP. And let's continue here. So we really want 1 coin from somewhere. Oh, and there's the archer. But let's think about this. Actually, we also need to roll for the treasure map. This might influence where we go. So a 5 for 1 piece of armor. Taking that zigzag path there. So we really want a piece of gold to be able to buy a holy potion. Obviously, want to get rid of those status effects. For now, we're still looking kind of good, because we have a healing potion left. We have the Scroll of Abundance, and we've got the Tiara especially to avoid nasty hits. Another trap without perception and being cursed doesn't sound great. Now another fight doesn't either, especially because the archer does damage to us before we do. So that means we will get hit at least once, maybe even twice actually. So maybe that's a candidate for the Tiara. The archer is on the treasure map path, though with the map being healing earlier, or the healing potion, we could afford to be a bit more aggressive, because it kind of paid for itself in HP. But the armor, though it's nice, it's not an immediate, benefit. So, and the ghoul pierces armor, so it doesn't help us against the boss either. So we get it after the boss, I think. I think it's still going to be the archer. Hope I don't regret this. So 9 damage. At least I am now actually rolling 2 character dice instead of just 1. Otherwise our HP might be looking a little better after the last floor. With some nasty enemies there and only used 1 die against them. So a bunch of crap here. So we take 1 poison damage. We are cursed, so we're only doing 3 damage. And the archer is doing 3 to us. Actually doesn't pierce armor, so 2 to us. Yeah, let's just take it. So we take the 2, we do the 3. Doing a feat feels kind of bad, especially when the curse triggered. And maybe try to kill the archer on this next roll. Use the tiara if need be, because he will do damage to us first again. Ah, such bad rolls. So bad. So we're doing 1 single point of damage. And the archer is doing 2 to us again. Yeah, but there's not much to do here. So we'll take the 2, do the 1, and roll again. And we'll be getting hit another time. I swear, these dice rolls are so terrible. We've had an X on every single one. So actually it turns out if you roll with 2 character dice or just 1, doesn't matter. We didn't lose anything on the earlier floors because this die only rolls X's. So we don't have to be mad at ourselves. Didn't change a thing. The curse is so nasty. Let's take or do the 2 and we take 2 again. Now it isn't as dire here because we have the tiara and we have the potion, but oh man. Let's roll here. Finally some damage, and we die to poison, but we don't because we quickly drink the healing potion. And we kill him, but he does another 3 damage to us, or 2 actually, and I will still take the 2, and the reason is we have to fight the ghoul as well, and he does 2 damage as well and subtracts XP, so the tiara is better used against the ghoul than the archer, because HP wise doesn't make a difference, but we don't want to lose the XP. So the archer gives us 1 XP and 2 gold, and yeah, that's it. But now we have enough gold to buy a holy potion. Let's first reveal our next rooms though. The alcove, nice. Or the wolf. Can afford to take the wolf. I definitely will, because we have the Scroll of Abundance. Actually, let's use the Scroll of Abundance right now. Gaining 2 food. And what do we buy? What kind of potion do we buy? Actually, I won't buy any potion for now. I'll just move on here and grab the wolf for 1 food. That might help us in the final fight with the 3 bonus damage. And the reason I didn't buy a potion yet is I want to see what these rooms are. This might influence our decision. You know, if there's a way to get cleansed for gold easily, somehow maybe we'll want to buy a healing potion instead or something like that. The horror. Okay, so if we want to follow the path for number 5 for the armor, we'd have to visit the horror, which would just increase our torments by 1, which I think every second line is empty, so that wouldn't do anything right now. Now our torments have just been sitting at 3, and I don't think that's because I forgot or ignored them. That's because nothing much happened. Didn't visit treasure rooms, didn't visit merchants, and didn't fight the criminal or ghost. So it's just been kind of steady there. I am tempted to visit the horror just to get the armor. Now the crypt could give us great stuff, like the strange vial and so on. My main issue is, if I now buy a holy potion, I will die against the ghoul probably, just due to the ghoul piercing armor. If I buy a healing potion, I still kind of feel like I will die to the ghoul, because the fight will take forever because of the curse and the poison. Although we have the wolf, right? So I think the holy potion is the right call, actually. And just visiting the horror for the piece of armor at the end might be nice as well. So I am gonna do that. So let's, on the way here, buy a holy potion like this. We'll drink it immediately, get rid of these conditions. Our torment increases, but okay, yeah. Would have been bad to be wrong there, but every second line is empty, I think. So nothing happens for now. And we'll enter the ghoul fight, I believe. Yeah, not much else to do here. We have the tiara to avoid the attack once. We have the wolf to speed up the fight. Maybe the ghoul will miss, which means the wolf would leave us, but a miss is still a free attack, so that's fine. Yeah, let's just go here. 20 is a lot. We need a bit of luck here. I won't lie, so this isn't amazing. But let's see. Let's roll first. Okay, so we do 8 damage, which is very nice. Puts him at 12. And actually +3 from our wolf, so at 9. Which is more than half already. I will use the tiara. So it costs HP, but we are not forced to... we're not forced to refresh the tiara. But we would be blinded then. This cursed jewelry really is kind of cursed. It's tempting, but yeah. I'm gonna use it because I don't want to lose the XP either. So we don't take any damage or XP damage. And let's see if we can't get 9 here with our wolf. Ooh. That's not enough. Now, do we do a feat for 1 XP or for 2 HP? Or do we not do a feat at all? Which in that case would cost us 2 HP and 1 XP. So again, kind of similar to earlier, I think it's best to look for a feat because we've already got 7 damage. So we're just looking for a 2. So anything but a miss, really. Yeah, let's do a feat here. But maybe let's not. I don't want to go so low on HP. Yeah, let's spend 1 XP, though it pains me, which means we won't level up at the end. But HP is what keeps us alive, so let's reroll this here. This will decide a lot about this run. Okay, that's enough. So we've got just enough damage. 6 plus 3 from the wolf. So 9. Killing the ghoul before he can hit us. We gain 4 XP. And the rewards. I realized now I didn't pay for the holy potion earlier. Sorry if anyone's been screaming at their phone or computer. I will take the 2 gold again, because that way we can buy a healing potion right off the bat on the next floor. And let's roll here. Let's see if we can't get something nice. It's a 3, which is 2 food or a poison potion. I'll be honest, not what I was hoping for. Although poison might speed up a fight for us in the future. Food is looking kind of middling, because we're going to be spending 1 piece here soon. So just getting full on food would be nice to not have to worry about this. Yeah, let's just take the food. Kind of playing the long game. Actually, no, we kind of need help right now. Food can wait. Okay. I hope I don't regret that. But we do get that piece of armor as well from the treasure map. And yeah, that's it. Let's move down, spend the food, refresh our skill. I won't be refreshing Natia. Oh, actually, I will be, because I don't want to be blinded on floor 3. So, spend another 2 HP here. Oh, man. And delving cards. Let's go delving cards. Ah, blinded. Or the countless doors. Remember when I said food can wait? Yeah. Seems kind of funny now, right? So we won't be taking the blindness, I think. I will try for the potion. Let's risk it. No risk, no reward. And if we get the potion, that's amazing. And we did. Very nice. So we can get a scroll or a healing potion. Scrolls are more fun, but healing potions keep us alive at the moment. So let's put this there and heal up by 6 because we drink the potion immediately. Or actually, let's take the potion. I'm going to be super min-maxy here, because if the first card on the next floor is something like the Empty Shelter, which heals us up to 10, we will regret having drank the healing potion. So let's, because it's so tight, we're going to try to play as perfectly as we can, thinking of all the edge cases and so on. Yeah. Let's reset the area here. And there we go. So let's roll our treasure map. That went off screen, but that's a 3, which is 5 HP. If we go straight down the middle. Let's look at our first room. It's the bandit, so it would have been kind of nice if it had been a shrine, not shrine, an empty shelter or the soldier's hideout or what I was talking about. But the bandit is a bit nasty, because especially on floor 3 we don't have enough food to pay him, so we will have to fight him. Still, it's kind of a good thing to remember with healing potions and also holy potions. You can use them at any time, even if you're just about to die, or if you just need to get rid of the condition. So I always try to keep them as long as possible, because you might just come across a card that cleanses you in the next room, or that heals you and so on, and that way you don't waste them. So now when moving in here into this room with the bandit, I will, however, use the healing potion, because I want to buy another one immediately using our alchemist here. So it's just 6 for us. Or they talk about saving the healing potion and we just have another one in the pipeline, so it doesn't matter. So 12, which is not huge on the bandit, but does 4 damage and blinds us, which sucks. But we do have our wolf to add to our attack. So let's roll here. Terrible stuff. Again, tempted to use the tiara, but that would have us be blinded as well. And this attack does 2 damage and blinds us, and the tiara blinds us and later does 2 damage to us, so it kind of comes out in a wash, except that we're blinded this whole floor and can't get rid of it until the delving phase, and the blindness from the bandit we could heal if we get lucky. So let's just be blinded, take 2 damage, and we do 7 to him because of our wolf. So the wolf's been very nice so far, but we gotta remember, if we roll a 1 or 6, it is gone. And there it goes. So discard it if the monster rolls a 1 or a 6. So bye-bye to the wolf, and that means we're just shy of the necessary damage here. Again, I'm just gonna take the 2 and roll. And this is something this is kind of what I took the poison potion for and didn't think about then, to speed up a fight, to not have to, you know, do something like this, an extra round just for 1 damage. If we just chucked the poison potion, then we could have saved those 2 HP. Well, whatever. So 2 XP brings us up to level 3 finally. And now we are blinded, so I am just gonna follow this path number 3. 5 HP isn't amazing, but nothing to sneeze at. So let's move in here. And that's the tomb. And let's roll. A lot of positive stuff in the tomb, except for the ghost, obviously. And that's a success on a 5. Just a red swarm. We can turn that into a ghost fight or the codex. Let's not fight the ghost. Let's just take the codex. These are feats for us. These XP. So let's keep moving here. Move downwards. A monster. And a nasty one. It's the dire wolf. Because it goes through armor. But actually drops food, which we need. And only has 8 HP. So usually, if we're strong enough, I like fighting this. Because it just is a free piece of food. Usually you can kill it in 1 hit on level 3. And we have the poison potion to aid us, if need be. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, it misses. So, perfect. Does not do any damage to us. So we don't need to waste our potion. And it's gone. Get a piece of food. And keep going here. Let's move down. I'm just following the treasure map. And there's the bonfire, very nice. So let's go here, refresh our skill. And I will, which I rarely do, I will take the rest option, I think, because every bit of HP helps right now. And we are at level 3 already, and food is fine at the moment. Not amazing, but fine, just fine. And that's the floor already, or the area, I should say. So let's... do we want to use? No, we don't have any gold. Nothing to use here. So yeah, let's just move here. Get our reward, which is 5 HP. So we're up to 11. And then we delve. So spend the food, move down, and draw the delving cards. And we are blinded, so we only draw 1. And we just get cursed. That's it. The Forbidden Gate. Alright. I'll reset here. Alright, and there we are. Let's roll our treasure map. That's a 3 again, so 5 HP again. And I just looked at the rulebook for the Mountain of Torments. So I was wondering, this would be a kind of fine time to face our Tormentor. I think last time we said it felt right at level 3. But this time it's much less active, and I realized now last time I was playing as the Condemned. So that was my first introduction to the Mountain of Torments, playing as the Condemned. So our Torment kept going up when we used our skill, and also I feel like the other one was a little harder to prevent from going up. Or maybe we just came across more Torment rooms, but we've not seen a treasure or a merchant in ages. So it's just kind of been sitting there. I mean, we saw the horror earlier, and the effects, we've just been dodging the ghost pretty well. I don't think I missed a criminal fight at some point, and we've not been to a shrine room, so this has kind of not been doing much for us. So I would kind of like to fight it about now to get rid of it, but also it's not been of a huge detriment to us. And what happens if we get to the final boss and end the game without fighting a Tormentor? Do we just fight it right there and then, afterwards, at the end? Or did we just outrun it successfully? I guess you're then dealing with these debuffs the whole game, but at the moment they've not been too bad for us. I don't know. Tell me if you know. I'm just gonna keep playing here. Maybe we do face it at some point. So let's look at our first, actually let's not look at our first room, let's just move into our first room because we are blinded. And all that talk, and now we visit a shrine, of course, I could have thought so. So we don't have gold to spend, so we just roll. Maybe we get cleansed, that would be nice. So let's hope for a 4 or 5. A 6, which is just 1 HP, so we don't get cleansed. And now we have to face the ghost after each shrine. So now I'm wondering if we should be using the ghost reference card, because it explicitly says face the ghost. And it makes sense, like, lore-wise, I think, with the shrine and so on. But I'm not sure. I think it's just the criminal, because we are using the criminal in this game. So it'll be the Arbalist, 14 HP, ranged again, so does damage to us first. Nasty stuff. And 5 damage. Yeah, very strong. Stronger than the ghost, I'd say. I will actually put it here. And let's roll. We don't have a wolf anymore. We don't really have combat. Yeah, we do have the potion, so maybe use the potion against him. So let's roll here. No curse, which is nice, but he crits us. Oh man. So this is 9 damage. And the Arbalist has 14. So if we use our potion, it'll still not be enough. But I don't want to lose 5 HP. So I'm gonna do a feat on this miss here, which is nice. So now we are at 13, which is 1 shy. But I will just use the poison potion because it prevents us from taking 5 damage. So that's almost as good as a... No, actually it doesn't. What am I saying? It's ranged. I'm getting confused here with the new icons. It just does 5 damage to us before we can do anything. And then we do our 13, and then I won't use the poison potion because we know. Actually, I will. Sorry. Because that way we kill it and it doesn't attack us again. Has the same effect, just 1 round later. Against the normal monster, we'd now not have been hit at all. Against this ranged monster, we were hit once. So we get 3 XP, and that's the criminal. And I guess... Sorry, I'm really struggling with all these extra lines here. So it should have 4 extra HP, which also means the poison is not enough to kill it there, because we did 13 plus the poison is 17, but it should have had 18. So it's left at 1, and it does 1 extra damage. So we actually take 1 more damage, and we have to roll again here. Now we do enough to kill it, but it does 6 damage to us. Or not 6, but it shoots us again. 6, 2 is our armor, so 4 damage. And now it's dead. Now we did it correctly, I think. And now after defeating the ghost, this goes down. Okay, sorry. All that talk about the torment not being that bad, and then the game has to do that. So again, maybe got a little too overconfident there. Yeah, so the criminal really nasty with the extra damage and the ghost, but just the range attribute, I really hate that. I just hate it, because you just can't get around taking 1 attack. And if it crits on the first round like it just did there, that's just, yeah, can't do much about it. I think we will again just follow the path number 3, because we don't have anything else to go on here. The Dark Codex. We are blinded and cursed, so I would love a holy potion. The Dark Codex is kind of nice. We just have to do the skill check. Losing the XP doesn't matter to us, so whatever. Yeah. Didn't make this check, but just lost 1 XP. That's fine. Let's move on. Actually, I should have used the tiara then, to either just avoid facing the ghost. That would have been the smartest. I completely forgot this. because it had no value to us because we're already at level 3. Just completely avoid it, although that wouldn't have decreased our torments then, or to at least avoid that big crit in the first round, because we were already blinded, and yeah, that actually is just a misplay, so we could have saved ourselves a lot of HP there just by using the tiara. Okay, a trap. Let's move in there and just do it. Hope for the perception potion to cleanse our blindness. That's a lot of successes on a 2, so that's just 1 at XP though. And let's keep using our treasure map to navigate. A bonfire, very nice. So I'm noticing the alchemist very strong, buying all those potions, but obviously if you don't get gold, not as strong. Now you have a bit of gold guaranteed due to the boss rewards, but we've not been finding much gold lately, and so I can't really conjure up any holy potions here. So let's visit the bonfire. Do we rest or do we take the food? We still have 1 piece of food remaining, so I will rest for 2. And let's move on to our final card here, which means we get healed by 5 because we followed the treasure map. Spend a food, move down by 1, draw the delving card, only 1 because we're blinded. The puzzle gate. Yeah, not so bad actually. We're just risking XP, and we could get a piece of armor, which we didn't because the curse triggered, so we just lose 2 XP. And now we could refresh our tiara if we had used it. I'm still kind of annoyed about that. I didn't think about that, because that way we could have now taken 2 damage to prevent 6 earlier, which would have been much better. And yeah, we move down, we look at our boss. The Inquisitor, so one of the new bosses. Don't know if we've seen this guy before, I don't think we have. So there's a curse symbol under the little hollow dot there. 22 HP is not very high for level 3, I think. 6 damage is kind of average. The magic resistance annoys me, and the curse will be annoying, though we are cursed at the moment. Because that means we can't do much with the scroll either. I do think the spiritual tiara would work against him. And I'm not sure if frost potions work. I'm guessing they don't, because these top 3 are offensive potions and these bottom 3 are defensive potions, and I think the magic resistance essentially cancels the offensive potions. And we arrive on area 7, or in area 7. 3 again. Okay, so I don't mind the treasure map healing us, so I would like to get rid of the blindness. Yeah, need to find some gold would be best. Let's enter our first room. Ooh, the murder of crows. Could have used that scroll of lightning here from earlier. So 8 HP, but actually it's 24, because the way these enemies work, I don't think we've seen one last time actually, or at least not fought one. So this swarm effect here means there's 3 copies of this crow, and they each attack doing 2 damage and cursing us. And you essentially count here how many there are left. And if you kill the first one, sort of, if you do 8 damage, there's only 2 left, which means they only attack twice then as well. But sadly, we do have 2 armor, so you might think, well, if each crow does 2 damage, we block all the damage, but the rules specify you only block as much as your armor is per round, essentially. So we would block the first crow, but the second 2 would still hit us. But we do attack first, because they are not ranged, so that means we can take 1 out before they attack, making the attack against us weaker. So let's roll. Nice roll, especially because the curse didn't trigger. So 13 damage there. Let's re-roll this, because if we get to 16 we kill another crow. And yeah, that's 17 then, all in all. So 17 damage means we take them down to 7. So the first 2 crows were killed. So now means they only attack once. We already rolled that die, otherwise we'd have to roll a few times now. And we have 2 armor, so they actually don't do any damage to us, because we've killed enough of them early on. So let's just roll again here. Now the fight is easier, because they won't pierce our armor. So the curse triggered there, but what's that? That's like 8 damage. Yeah, so enough, definitely. And we get 2 XP. Really like to keep our XP high. We've been losing some due to random cards like the delving or the, what was it? One of the traps or something. But if you keep your XP high, it obviously heals you. So that would be nice. Yeah, but that is the swarm defeated, the murder of crows. And I'm just keeping with the theme and following the treasure map. And the treasure map did lead us to treasure, which now means a bunch of things. So first, we gain 1 gold when we visit the treasure room card. Then we do gain 2 gold from the treasure, because we already faced a monster on this floor. When we visit a treasure merchant, our torments increase as well, back up to 4. And now we roll for the treasure itself. But that's nice, we already have enough gold to buy a holy potion right after this. We do still have a healing potion. I'm wondering if I used it and didn't get rid of it, but I think we've just been healed thanks to the treasure map a bunch of times. So I kind of threw my dice there, and that's a success. Nice. So on a 2 means 1 XP or 1 gold. It's like the weakest one. I would have loved the armor, loved another healing potion, loved a frost potion, whatever. I actually think I'm gonna take the gold, because gold has been very important for us and has been kind of slow going here, and we don't desperately need the XP. So let's use our exploration skill now to spend 3 to gain any potion. Now, how does this work? Exploration skills are used after you reveal the next rooms, but before you pick one to go to. So we don't reveal any rooms, but we don't yet move to one. So now we spend 3 to gain the holy potion. But I do think this means we go blindly once more before we can drink the potion. I'm not so sure, because usually defensive potions can be used at any time, it says, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be following the treasure map anyways, so a ritualist. Let's go here. Move here. Actually could have gotten a cheap cleanse there. And we increase this again. And the ghost now has dodge. Terrible stuff. Actually really bad. Or at least really annoying. The ritualist. We don't have much money. We can't spend HP for money, but we're in no position to do so. We can sell a potion for money, but that doesn't matter. So let's just use our potion to cleanse ourselves finally. And we are looking somewhat okay for the Inquisitor. We don't have offensive potions, but the Inquisitor is immune anyways. I should have flipped this, I realize. And our HP are kind of fine. I would like this skill for the Inquisitor to be able to get a reroll. but we can do a bunch of feats using our dice. So because he is immune to magic, we need to just do a lot of damage using our dice. So monster there, or the tomb there. The monster on this floor is usually one I wouldn't face voluntarily, because we don't need the XP and we'd just be hoping to not get hit as much. Now 12 damage is doable, but I think the tomb... But let's think about this. If we move through the monster path, we would get healed at the end. Yeah, but no way. The curse is just too bad. The Inquisitor will curse us, but we can use the tiara ones actually. So let's visit the tomb now and hope for a piece of food maybe. Anything but the ghost. And that's... Oh, I was scared for a second because there were no successes. That's the rat swarm, so we lose a piece of food, which we don't have. So 1 HP gone. Well, anyways, that's just what it is. Let's move on to the Inquisitor. 22 HP. And does 6 damage. Curses us. This is a definite candidate for the tiara. Maybe if he crits, but maybe just the first one to be cursed 1 round less. Do have a healing potion. We have a bunch of XP for feats, which will get used. Yeah, let's go. So let's just hope for amazing rolls. Not so much. But this is a great candidate for the tiara, the crit right off the bat. So let's use a feat on this miss here. That rolled and turned into a 5. Am I happy with 12 damage? I'm gonna fish a bit because I wanna kinda kill him before he hits us again next time. So let's do a feat on this 2 as well. Okay, get punished. That's our sign to stop. So let's do 10 damage. I still think this was the right thing to do there, because being able to kill him in 2 turns would have been very valuable, especially because we're gonna use the tiara now. Oh, actually, I've been using this wrong, haven't I? It's a combat skill. So we have to use this before rolling. I just realized I've been using this wrong. So we can't wait what the enemy rolls and we just flip it beforehand. Oh man, okay, yeah, that sucks, but that means we can't use the tiara now and we just get critted for 6 damage and get cursed. Oh man, okay, so I've been doing that wrong. A bunch of wrong plays in this run. Both misplays and also just doing rules wrong. But also, we did a floor with 1 character die less than we should have, so I still feel it kind of evens out. Yeah, let's roll again here. And let's just do the tiara now. So that gets much more risky then, because we're just sort of committing to the 2 damage without knowing if it's needed. Okay, I just used it because I just wouldn't count on us doing 12 damage now. Let's roll here, because of the curse, that is. Okay, he misses, so that's already an example of why using the tiara this way is much less strong than what I've been doing, because now this way we just threw away 2 HP for no reason. So this is 8 damage, meaning we take him down to 4, but at least we don't get hit. And actually we are blinded by the tiara, gotta remember that, and we kill him. Whew, bad fight, especially because of that early crit and because I just realized the way the tiara actually works. Okay, what do we gain from that? So 4 XP, which is 1 HP there. And the reward, let's hope for something really good here, but 2 gold means we will be able to buy another healing potion or maybe even a Holy Potion against the curse again. So let's roll. I'm kinda hoping for a healing potion. Or maybe a frost potion for the future. Or a piece of food actually, to not starve right now. A 5. That's a holy potion or 4 HP. Let's take the holy potion. Because we need that. And the reason is either we take the 4 HP now and then we buy a healing potion going forward. Or we buy a holy potion going forward, or we take the holy potion now and then we buy a healing potion going forward. And healing potion is 6 HP, this is 4. So it makes more sense to take the holy potion now, I believe. And also drink it immediately. Because we can use that anytime. So that means we won't be blinded for our delving card. And for our first card on the next floor. Yeah, so what do? We take 3 damage because of our lack of food, meaning we drink our holy potion, healing potion. Keep mixing those up. And we move down. We get to look at 2 delving cards. We've got the illusionary stairs or the cold tunnels. Oh, actually we should have. This just reminded me of that. Flip this and also flip this, otherwise we couldn't even have cleansed our blindness. So 2 HP for the tiara. So we're looking quite low. And cold tunnels would mean we just flip our character card face down. I think this is a death sentence. Now we don't know what the first room holds next floor, but this means we won't be able to buy a holy potion or scroll. Or healing potion. I keep saying holy potion. So I think we have to go the illusionary stairs route, even though it could mean losing armor. Let's roll here. That's a lot of successes, so we gain another 2 gold. Very nice for us. Actually, interesting. Gold matters a lot this game. With other characters, sometimes you kind of forget about your gold until you find the first merchant, or you never do and you don't use it. So this is very different in that way. So what's our torments at? 5. We kind of want to fight that soon, or just not run into any other ghost again. Alright, let's get rid of him. Don't need him anymore. And roll for our treasure map. A 1. Haven't had that yet, I think. At least this run. So 4 gold. Usually I'd say not that huge, but very interesting for us due to our character. And yeah, let's look at the first room, right? Right. So that's a fountain, which is a shrine type room, which means we have to face the ghost after this, which has just gotten stronger. Or the criminal in this case. Yeah, so we want to use our skill to spend 3 gold on a healing potion, I think, when moving into there. Do we want to spend a coin at the fountain? I don't think so. It's a bit too random still. Not like the shrine where 1 coin definitely prevents you from being poisoned. So 6, nothing, and the coin wouldn't have changed that. But now we have to face the ghost, which for us again is the criminal. Now we're on floor 4, so it's the assassin. At least doesn't attack before we do anymore. 16 HP plus 4 due to our torments here, and does 7 damage. Oh man. Yeah, we won't last long if it hits us, and also it's poisonous. I'm kind of worried about this fight, and I really don't want to use the tiara immediately again, because then we'd be blinded for the rest of the floor, or not the floor but the area. Let's see, let's just roll, or do we just use it? Actually, we could flip it to altogether avoid facing the ghost. Maybe we do that. Yeah, why not? I mean, it does blind us again. But if we're going to use the tiara, we should just prevent the fight instead of using it to block. So there's a second passive ability which allows you to flip it to avoid facing the ghost card. So I'll do that. So we'll flip it, means we do get blinded and we will have to pay 2 HP later. But like this, we only lost 2, and I think otherwise we would have lost more and would have been poisoned, most likely. Yeah, does mean our torment does not decrease because we didn't defeat the ghost, but that might not be too terrible because we kind of want to get it out of our system by fighting the tormentor soon, I think. Or just try to dodge the ghost until the end of the run. Both work. Yeah, we're blinded now, so I guess let's follow the path number 1, because money would be nice. A library. Yeah, we'll just have to move in there. Skill refresh could be strong for us if we find some more gold then, to be able to produce another potion or scroll. Let's just roll here. And that's a success, a lot of successes. On a 6, just 2 XP, we could turn that into a lore card. Now that's tempting, because some lore cards are really good. But I think I'll just take the XP, because it will turn into HP for us. Let's not risk it. There are some very nasty lore cards as well. Another tomb card, the prison cells. Just double checking I didn't miss anything here, but this doesn't interact with tomb cards. Yeah, we'll just have to do it. So many options, so many chances to fight the ghost. But actually some food would be very nice. We are lacking food as well. It's a success on a 5, which is the food. And again, we could turn that into a lore card, but let's not play around here. Let's just take what we are given. Continue down here. Ooh. Okay. So now we're fighting the ogre. And we don't have our tiara available. And we don't have any combat skill available. So we'll just have to fight him. But actually does less damage than the criminal. And isn't poisonous. Has more health as well. So some good, some bad. But yeah, we'll just have to roll and get lucky here. Which is not the situation you want to be in. We can take 1 hit, actually 2 hits due to our healing potion. Yeah, and our armor actually. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Mixed bag here. Do we do any feats on any of these? That's 10 damage. Let's do 1 feat on the 2. To push it here would be nice to kill him in 2 rounds. Okay, a bit better, 12. Let's just take that. Putting him at 18, he does 6, we have 2 armor, so he only does 4. Let's roll again. Ugh. Bad stuff. Okay. 1 more feat on the miss here. And a lot of 4s. So that's another 12 damage, and I think we'll just have to take that. Can't really push for the 18, that would require a crit. Yeah, okay. So, but we're likely to kill him next round. We do get another 4 damage, or take another 4 damage, which means we have to drink the healing potion, putting us at 8. And taking 4 puts us at 4, so we really have to kill him now, otherwise we die. Yeah, so these monsters on the lower floors, just straight up negative, because if you don't need the XP anymore, you just are hoping you take less damage, then the XP will heal you in the end, and if you use feats and like us are taking a lot of damage, yeah, it's just a bad time. Okay, so that's at least enough to kill him, so we survived. And we now have to move into the final room here. We gained 3 XP actually, so that's 1 HP for us. And yeah, that's it. We spent food. Actually, we gained 4 gold as well, because we did take the treasure path. Refresh our skill. Do we refresh the tiara for 2 HP? I think we have to. Blindness is just so terrible, especially because we can't cure it any other way. Because I'm just assuming that perception potions don't work either. Otherwise that would be a bit cheap, or would feel that way at least. Yeah, so not looking great. We had 3 HP, no food, a lot of gold, no potions. We really need a lucky break here. Okay, but we are maybe from the delving card, or next floor is going to start the same way. We're just going to use our transmutation for another healing potion, I think, or maybe a scroll. But I don't know what kind of scroll could save us here. The shape-shifting scroll, could that give us anything good? Another character skill? I mean, yeah, there's options. We'll have to see. Okay, I'll reset here. And there we are. So we have to move down as well and do our delving card. Just realized. Which we do get the choice of 2, because we did refresh the tiara. And as far as I'm aware, you refresh the cursed amulets at the same time you refresh your character skill, which is before you draw the delving cards, so that's nice. Ooh, this is... got excited there. Okay, so blessed. We don't need the blessing, but we can use the reward. There's so few good the delving cards, and it kind of sucks getting both at once, because that means you only get one of the 2. But I won't complain about the reward. Let's just take it. So, do we take the lore card or gold? I think more gold. And let's roll here and just hope for maybe food or a healing potion. Would be nice. A 6 that landed on the other dice there. That's 4 HP or perception. Both good, but we'll have to take the HP here. Otherwise we're dying, I think. Although perception on these lower floors to maybe dodge a nasty trap or something like this is very strong. Let's roll for the treasure map. That's the 2 again. 1 XP. We kind of don't care. Yeah, let's just have a look at our first room. That's the crypt, which will mean we will be facing 1 lore card in this run at least, because we haven't faced any lore cards so far. Okay, let's do our transmutation when moving in there. 3 gold to gain another healing potion once again. I really want the scrolls, but I feel like I gotta play it safe here for now. So let's move here and draw the lore card. Oh, it's a fight. The reflection, an imposing mirror, larger and taller than you, stands in the middle of the Spartan room. The mirror has a tarnished patina and reflects your image in a twisted way. Cautiousness could not prevent your curiosity from touching the glass. The reflection boils in a cloud of smoke, and an unrecognizable you steps out of the mirror. Your reflection wants you dead. In better shape than you are, they might just defeat you, but they are lacking one thing that you possess. Ruthless despair. You must fight. This sounds familiar. I think we've seen this before in a video. I've probably seen most lore cards before, but there are some new ones from the council as well. So 30 HP does 6 damage, so that's exactly like the, I think it was the ogre we fought earlier, one of the monster cards. 30 HP, 6 damage, but gives a boss reward, which is nice. Yeah, but once again we'll just have to roll and pray, although we have a bit more HP this time and we do have the tiara, but I would prefer not using it immediately again, because that did have us run into that strong monster last time. Nice, nice. Oh no, a crit. Maybe not so nice. Okay, crit from the monster, that is. I'll reroll our crit first. Oh, that sucks. That really hurts. We really needed that, I think, because we won't make it more than 2 rounds here. Yeah, so once again, we are doing feats here. It's a 4. Do we do another feat on the 2? I think we do. Gotta sort of eke out every bit of damage to speed up the fight. Alright, 11 damage. Putting it at 19. And the reflection does 6 to us and it crits, so it actually does do 6. Terrible stuff. Would have been a good time for the tiara, but alas. Let's roll again. Yeah, we kind of... I guess we get this attack and it hits us and then we get one more attack, so we actually get 2 attacks before we die. Because it is not ranged. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything about that, so 13 damage, putting it at 6, and we take 4, because it doesn't crit this time, which means we have to use our potion again. Heal for 6, take 4, putting us at 3, and let's just roll and hope we get at least 6 damage here. That is at least 6, and it would be critting again, but let's just kill it. So we gain another reward. Do we take a lore card for the lore card? Remember, we're still within that first entry of the crypt there. The gold is nice. But we kind of need a refresh of our character skill otherwise. But the lore card could really screw us here. Because I feel like lore cards are mostly good if you have a little bit, a few resources to spare, something like that. Not if you're almost dead like we are and don't have food and no potions and so on. Yeah, but we are level 3. If there's a skill check, we can... I'm just gonna risk it here, because otherwise I think this run is just slowly dying and never making it past the final boss even, so we kind of have to take some chances now. So this might not be strategically the best choice, but I think otherwise we're dead in the long game anyways. So I draw a lore card. The rats. Sounds come out of a gaping hole in the wall. You look around. I'm not going to read the entire thing there. So we can try to dispatch the rats, risk fighting the criminal, or just chase them off, get 2 gold. Okay, so all the talk between 2 gold and the lore card, and the lore card just gives us 2 gold. Nice. But we do get to roll here, so let's hope for some healing, or a frost potion actually. Frost potion could have saved us a lot of damage as well. That's 6 again, like last time. I will take the 4 HP, and that's that. And now that was a lore card from the crypt, so we still have to roll for the crypt. Let's hope maybe for the food or the frost potion. 5, that is the food. Yeah, but we could turn it into the frost potion. Now the food saves us 3 HP, and the frost potion will save us more. So I am inclined to just take that, even though we will be starving then. Okay, but let's keep going here. Astral Chamber. Oh, that's a torment thing. Or the Abyssal Veil. That's also a torment thing. So what's the Abyssal Veil do there? It's a trap. Oh, okay, so it's cursed, sort of like a cursed item, not really. Where if you fail the trap, you have to pick it up. Maybe similar to the Watchtower. And it keeps upping your torment each time you refresh your skills. The Astral Chamber is just a bunch of... We could get a skill refresh at the Astral Chamber, actually. But everything else, I don't know. I said I wanted to fight our Tormentor soon, but are we looking good enough here with 7 HP and a Frost Potion? I don't know what kind of stats the boss has. I hope it doesn't pierce armor or has magic resistance, because then our Frost Potion does nothing. But this has the chance of giving us a potion or food, which we both could really use. So let's just hope we make the success here. Maybe should have taken the Perception Potion from the rewards card earlier, but okay, so first die is not a success. Kind of rolled that there. Let's roll here and hope. No, no way. Bit too greedy there. But anyways, we'll have to take the card and be cursed. Although it doesn't say the curse can't be removed. So we can remove the curse normally. Just means we have this now and probably also can't carry an item until we find a shrine room. Okay, why not? And it ups your torments if we refresh our skill. Potion Bandolier, that's perfect. Or the library. Yeah, no questions asked there. We'll just go try to pick up the Potion Bandolier. Now the curse just made that harder, but if we manage to do it, we can get rid of the curse, losing the Holy Potion. It's the main reason I'm interested. It's not like we are full on potions. Yeah, no, curse didn't trigger, but no success either. So no luck there. Maybe library could have given us a skill refresh, but I don't know. Kind of want the choice here. Ooh, and that's the bonfire. Nice, so that's at least food. That does mean our torment is gonna go up, but we have one more line before we have to fight, I think. So let's visit the bonfire, which will refresh our skill. That will make our torment go up. We will search for food. We will then, when moving on to the final room, use our skill again. Spend 3 gold for another potion. And that does mean when delving, we refresh our skill, our torment will go up. So at the start of the next floor, we'll be fighting the Tormentor. Or actually, I think last time we said, because it says like at the end of the room or after resolving the current room. So I think we did it at the end of the first room of the floor last time. So what do we buy right now? I think another healing potion. And then we spend the food, refresh our skill. This will increase our torment. And we are delving right now. Yeah. So anything else to refresh? No. Did we take the route 2 perchance? Oh, we actually did. I didn't even pay attention to that, but it was kind of the best option for us. So 1 XP. And now the delving cards, which are probably going to be bad again. Lose 2 gold or nothing happens. We'll just take the nothing happens, of course. And that'll have us go down, and we'll have to try to buy another potion or scroll at the start of the next turn. And we're down in area 10, and actually we get to look at our final boss as well. Oh, Champions Remains again. We had that guy last time. The fight didn't last long last time, so yeah. But I think this time it'll take a bit longer, because we don't have that special trick from last time. We are still cursed. We kind of want to get rid of that. We will have to fight the Tormentor, I guess, at the end of the current room, which I suppose is the first room. Don't know if this counts as a room or if we have to fight him now. Yeah, if you know, put it in the comments. I'll just do it the same way we did it last time, where it's sort of in the first room of the area, but you resolve the room first. Yeah, I don't know if that's correct. The corridor, okay, sure. Let's just hope we don't roll the criminal there. When moving on there, we could buy another potion or a scroll. The scroll is tempting. We could just drink our healing potion and buy another one, though. Let's take the scroll. Scroll is more fun, and there are some strong ones. So moving here, I'll flip this transmutation for 3 gold. Let's draw a scroll here. Scroll of Life, that sounds good. Bring back any player from the dead with HP equal to 2 times the dungeon die. So that's like, I guess, 7 on average. Or bring back any player from the dead with health equal to their initial health, which for us, was that 10 or 11? 11. So this is like a heal for 11. Resurrection. Very nice. We can definitely use that right now, so that's better than a healing potion. I'm glad we took the scroll there. So let's do the corridor. We don't need to roll for the treasure map because we don't. When we complete the last room, the game ends, so we don't get the reward, I think. Yeah, no success there, and that's a 5, which means we fall down, which we don't anymore, but we just take 2 damage. Let's keep going here. Orb of Light. Or the alcove. Actually, we don't keep going. We have to fight our tormentor, right? So let's do that. We've already taken a look at the next rooms. So the Lord of Greed. Oh, he does pierce armor. I was just saying that earlier. I hope he wouldn't. Oh man, it blinds us. Oh man, okay. Yeah, but that's part of learning the game. Like I really made a point to not look too closely at these before each run. So I would be kind of surprised by the tormentors, and the more we play it, the more we learn the different ones and what kind of aura maybe means what kind of strategy would be good. Like here maybe the frost potion is good, or stockpiling a holy potion because you might get blinded and so on. I will profit off of your life as I've done countless other times. Okay. Let us fight. Being cursed sucks. Yeah, I really kind of forgot about the curse. Let's just roll here. Do we use the tiara to start out with, so we don't get blinded? Actually using the tiara would blind us as well. Nah, let's not. Let's not. Just roll here. Ooh, and he misses. Very nice. And we rolled the curse and the miss ourselves, but that's 9, so actually that's 7 damage, putting him at 9. Let's roll again here. Ooh, and that might be enough to kill the first phase. It definitely is, I think, right? 11 damage. Yeah. So that means we don't get blinded, because this has 2 phases like Orc, so we treat it as 2 different combats, which I think means he doesn't get to attack because we sort of interrupt his first phase. And now he does 5 damage and has the little claw mark icon, which means if he rolls a 5, he does 3 bonus damage. Okay, he rolled a 5. 3 bonus damage. That sucks. I just dropped the die there and it turned into a 5. But what do we do? So, no curse is huge. Let's reroll our crit here first. So that's 9, 13, which means we need 3 more. So let's try a feat here on the X. 50-50 shot of getting at least 3 damage. I can't do that feat again. So that means he's gonna be left at 1 HP, right? That is annoying, but I don't see anything we could do about it, because I'm not going to reroll the crit. I could only try and reroll this. to turn into a 5. Right now we've got 11 here. Yeah, let's try that, because the thing is, if we don't, we're just gonna take a bunch of damage, and then we will kill him next turn probably, if he's at 1 HP. Even if this now turns into a miss, he'd be at 5 HP next round, which we could still do with 3 dice, I think. So let's just go for it, even if there are good odds that this will turn into something worse, which it did. So he's gonna be left at 2 HP if I didn't miscalculate there. Yeah, because that's 14 damage and he had 16. So he does 5, and because he rolled a 5, that's 3 bonus damage, so 8 damage. With our 2 armor, that's 6. So we have to drink our healing potion, putting us at 11 and taking, yeah, so that essentially just eats up the healing potion. Or we could have used the frost potion, but I think the frost potion is better used on a big crit or something to prevent more than 6 damage. Okay, and now we roll and try to do 2 HP of damage, and that's more than enough. And that means the Tormentor's gone, 2 XP for us. And why am I flipping it? Yeah, a reward. So let's put him aside and we get the rewards card. We'll take 2 gold and roll for the reward here. A 6 again. I swear I keep rolling these 6s here. Tja. I'm just gonna take the 4 HP and hope I don't miss having the perception potion anytime soon. Okay, so I prematurely flipped over these rooms, but we didn't get blinded during the fight, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about that. About having seen the rooms, so I shouldn't have. So what do we do? The Orb of Light allows us to skip monsters. We can't even pick it up because we still have the Abyssal Veil, right? So I guess just visit the alcove. Actually makes most sense anyways, because we could get that amulet to cleanse our curse, which we did not. Didn't get anything there. Let's keep going here. Crypt. There's a distinct lack of merchants. Or the armory. I realized I was talking crap there, because if we can't pick up the Orb of Light, we also can't pick up the alcove, because we have the Abyssal Veil, right? So we can't pick up the armory either. Crypt is a bit risky, but we kind of want to have the choice here in case this is maybe, I don't know, something good and this is terrible, or yeah. I'm kind of hoping for a bonfire underneath 1 or 2 of those, or maybe the shrine to get rid of the Abyssal Veil, though it doesn't really hurt us now. Yeah, so let's risk the lore card here from the crypt. The Timepiece Dilemma. A circular room opens up before you. Oh, this is a new lore card here. It's got the new symbol. Circular room opens up before you, and at its center a pedestal holds a curious timepiece. You've seen one once in the city, but never this close. Its intricate design and minuscule gears make it feel both static and in motion. You are startled to find a knob, something that would let you manipulate the timepiece. What could it do? So we could rotate the knob clockwise, have us lose 2 food, gain 2 XP and fall down. I guess it's like, oh yeah, so this is like time traveling forwards in the run. You wind the clock back, gaining food but losing XP, but refreshing our skill. Interesting. Would be nice, because we could buy another potion then. Or just tinker with it if we are the right class, which we are, to try to get some XP from it. So actually, XP, we like it for feats, but it's not that serious right now. And that incredibly needed. And the food we don't need either, but the skill refresh sounds nice. So let's do that. So we're gonna wind the clock back, which will have us refresh our skill. But also means, due to the Abyssal Veil, refreshing of our skill raises our torment, which doesn't exist anymore. But if it doesn't, I think you just treat those triangles as losing and gaining HP. So instead of raising our torment, we just lose 1 HP. So that was the crypt there. Let's see if we can't get something nice here, though we already have the frost potion. So what would we be hoping for? I would take the old potion, though it would trade our curse for blindness, which can be dangerous right before the boss, but I'd rather be blind during the fight than cursed. That's a 4, which are the old glyphs, which would curse us again. But it's a success and we could turn it into a ghost fight, which we kind of don't want. Or some mushrooms, so let's just take the mushrooms. Okay, let's see here. We've got treasure, mimic treasure, or the hunter. Nice. Actually nice. So what to do here? Let's have a quick look at the champion's remains. He's got that huge attack, which can't even be blocked by a frost potion because he's got magic resistance in the first attack. So actually our frost potion won't do anything for 2 rounds, I just realized, which means we have to tank the first 2 attacks, which is quite a lot of damage. Probably will be using the tiara then there, because it doesn't cost us anything at that point. So use the tiara in the first round, and then on the second round we still can't use the frost potion, so I think we'll just take the damage there. And then third round we can use the frost potion, or we might want to use it on the 4th round, where it does 7 damage, possibly 10, if it rolls a 5. Okay, so here treasure is tempting, but I think the hunter is the right choice. Now when moving on to there, let's buy for 3 gold, using our skill. Although the rerolls would be nice for the fight, I think we want another healing potion here. And now at the hunter, let's sell a piece of armor for 4 gold. Spend 2 of those for a cleanse to get rid of the curse. Nice. And now the question is, do we spend any more armor or sell any more armor to maybe buy another healing potion? Because it would be enough then. Oh, we still have the scroll of life as well, I just realized. So maybe a poison potion could be really worth it against this boss, because it doesn't have 2 phases, it's just 1 long fight. Is that an idea? I mean, that would be 4 damage per round. It would be a lot of damage just passively. Just kind of spontaneous thought here. So 1 healing potion will allow us to do 1 more attack, maybe 2. The poison potion during the whole fight, does it do more damage than 2 attacks from us? I don't think so. Still, it's gonna speed it up, so we might take less, or have to take less. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna try this. Just a sudden idea here. So sell our piece of armor again, and then for my 6 gold spend 5 for a poison potion. And the reason I'm even considering this is I'm gonna just drink the healing potion immediately to make room. So we're now at 14. We have a frost potion, we have the spiritual tiara, we have the scroll of life. Still have the abyssal veil, which isn't doing anything as far as I can see. So I think we still have to get a bit of luck when rolling the dice, but might be possible. So 50 HP. So we use the tiara immediately Flip to avoid the enemy's attack. Do not resolve the combat die or the dungeon die, so this won't get rolled. And yeah, this doesn't cost us HP for now. We are blinded, but whatever. So 1 free attack to start out. And I do think this works, because the magic symbol just says can't be targeted by by potions and also the scrolls. And yeah. Let's roll. Okay, 12 plus 4, so 16 damage to start off with. And we'll... Oh, actually, I'm stupid. I can't use the poison potion until the 3rd round. So that was not great thinking on my part. The healing would have probably been better then. Okay, anyways, we're doing 16 damage. Putting it at 34. Still ways to go. So now comes the second attack, which we still can't use the frost or the poison potion. And I think we just have to take it. Yeah, that was the plan. Do we do feats here? Let's do it. We kind of have to leave ourselves 1 XP so we don't level down during the fight. But an X is the best target for a feat, obviously. Okay. 9 damage only. Do we add anything to that? No, we don't. So 9 damage, putting him at 25. And now we take 3. And he heals back 4. Oof, not great. So now comes the flank. Now the good thing with our frost potion is we can decide to use it after the roll. So if we see if it hits or crits, though that doesn't make a difference because of our missing armor. Ooh, nice damage there. But it rolled a 5, oh man, so that means it's dodging. So this little arch symbol here, the little arrow, means if it rolls a 5, it dodges our attack or just the highest value die. So essentially we ignore the crit, even if we now re-roll that and it turns into more damage, that will just get ignored. And actually, if we roll it and it turns into an X, that would mean one of the 3s would get ignored as well. So re-rolling it right now is definitely the wrong choice. Let's add the potion though. So we are doing 10 damage still, putting it at 19. And it is doing 5. I am just gonna take the 5 and use the frost potion in the next round. So take 5, going down to 6. We lose 1 XP, so we can't do any more feats without leveling down. Let's roll again here. Also, I'm going to put this here to remind myself. Let's hope for a similar roll. I want a crit now that I can actually use. Nice. Okay, the dice are listening. So what do we have? We will be using the frost potion for sure, because otherwise we're dead. Oh no, we have the scroll of life, right. I remembered. We still can die once. So this is 13 damage together with the 4 from the poison is 17, so not enough, so we need to reroll the crit. Or we just play it safe, take the big damage and then kill him next round. Maybe not a half bad idea. I mean, the odds are great that we'll get enough here, but if it turns into an X, we've just prolonged the fight unnecessarily. So I think I'm going to use the frost potion, do the 13 damage, which will put it at 6, and the 4 from the poison. So 2. And now next turn, because we attack first, we just have to do at least 2 damage. And yeah, that sounds like a plan and sounds doable. Yeah, and that's at least 2 damage, definitely. So we kill the champion's remains before it can hit us. Nice. Felt a bit dicey there. I realized now I didn't track it, but I think it's not that complicated. Kind of cool boss, thinking around those different turns and so on, and the thing with the poison potion, I didn't think of that when we bought it at the hunter, but still it did 8 damage, so still kind of worth it. I'm curious, if you're now targeted with a poison potion in the 3rd round. Now, we did damage using the poison in round 3 and 4. In the 1st round, would it then be immune to the damage again because of the magic protection? Or does it just mean we can't target it with potions and because it's already poisoned, it would still take the damage? I'm not sure. Yeah, so we were kind of sitting pretty with the Scroll of Life here, though I realize now I wanted to save up 1 XP for this, which I didn't, so we wouldn't really have been able to revive ourselves with our initial health, just the weaker top one. I mean, we could have, but then we'd have leveled down, so good thing we didn't need it. Alright, that's that. That was our run with the Alchemist. Long run again with all the delving cards and so on. These have gotten a bit longer ever since I added in all the expansion content, and then you've got the extra boss fight against the Tormentor and so on. Yeah, very dicey in some parts the run. We got kind of close to dying, but it's just very strong to be buying potions all the time, using your gold here. So still I think a very, very strong character. Just have to save up the money for it. But in this case, we didn't really meet a lot of merchants that we would have liked to spend the money at, so this was perfect for us and worked out in the end. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time with another character. Bye bye.